Apparently I've dropped 70 frames. That's pretty awesome, right? It's fine by me. I mean, I don't want to be carrying around too many frames. Okay. Nice little lemon ice cream break. Alright, so we're kind of right out here by the observatory. So let's see. So Humphrey's Peak should be just south of the observatory. I think we want to cross that bridge there. Securo? Oh, I think that's what Maya uploaded. I don't know what it is, but whatever, man. Factor. Boom. Bam. Dana. Well, you know me. I don't really care about new games. So yeah. Go Pirate Software is now live. That's exciting. I found a sign. I saw the sign that opened up my mind. I saw the sign. East Little Rock, Arkansas. South illegible village name. Okay. That's interesting. I'm guessing that's Humphrey's Peak. Should be right around here somewhere. There it is. Yay! Humphrey's Peak. That's good stuff. So this is Clive's hometown. Looks like a nice place. So this is Humphrey's Peak. It's pretty. Yeah, this place is nice. Might you be a landowner? Oh, no. Nothing like that. My house is the one with the blue roof. Please, let me introduce you to my wife and daughter. We get to meet the family. Aw, yeah. So before we check this place out, we should go ahead and head to Clive's house. Because there's going to be some cut scenes and stuff, of course. Excuse me. I'm home, Caitlin. Have you been a good girl? Daddy! Oh no, she's just downright adorable. Come on now. Have you kept Daddy's promises? Yep. I didn't catch a cold and I've been helping out Mommy too. But I still hate celery. Then let's promise on your ribbons that you'll be able to eat celery next time. Okay, I'll try my best. I promise on my ribbons. I thought I heard Caitlin all excited. So it's Catherine, Clive's wife. Welcome home, honey. But what a surprise. You always write us beforehand, letting us know when you're coming. Yes, I just stopped by to do a little research. Oh yes, let me introduce you to my traveling companions. Gallows Caradine, a basker by your side. I'm available 24 hours, 7 days a week for your guardian consultation needs, ma'am. At your service. Right. I'm Virginia. And this is Jet. Clive's been teaching us so much about everything. I'm Catherine. It's nice to meet you all. Please make yourselves at home. Hi, I'm Caitlin. Mommy and Daddy's little girl. Thank you for looking after Daddy. I'm sorry, but we need to take over the living room for a while. We need to do some research. If Virginia goes west. Oh boy. I understand. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. About the research? No, I will never be able to fill Father's shoes. How about some tea or coffee? I'll take some tea. Caitlin, will you help Mommy in the kitchen? Okay. That's a lot of books. We're getting our literature on. West Virginia. Mwahaha. Well, are we getting any closer to solving the mysteries of the world from the words of our forefathers? Who knows? All I see are words. Am I supposed to know what they mean? Yeah, I hear ya. Books without pictures are boring. How about you, Clive? Anything? According to my documents, there have been many attempts to alter our environment throughout the ages. However, the method was not evolution, as the prophets stated, but rejuvenation. And this massive undertaking, called the Yggdrasil Project, was most likely the biggest of its kind. A great deal of money, technology, and time was invested into this Yggdrasil system. When did this project start? This book fails to mention it. Oh, but there is a section here about the experts who carried out this project. Were they pool experts? Let's see. It appears they were a party of 7, each with their own area of expertise, such as science and magic. The members of this organization were replaced according to what scientific field was needed at the time. However, this organization always consisted of 7 members, and later referred to as the Council of 7. Oh boy. What does that remind you of? The Council of 7. Council of 7. 7. 7. What is it? I can't put my finger on it, but there's something about that name. Oh, he guards his glasses well. I'm quite certain of that. Bum bum bum. Your old man was a scientist, right? Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe. 7 people, huh? Well, we're 4, and the prophets are 3, which makes... Hey guys, I think I've come up with something. I don't think so. Based on the current state of Filgaia, the Yggdrasil project most likely ended in failure, or perhaps was aborted. Check anything around here? So, in order to... Well, I don't think you can go into the next room. A party of 7. I know I've seen it somewhere. Oh, I just hate it when I can't remember. So, in order to advance, you actually have to look at the picture. Which is now the taped photo. Because that's cool. The only clue to her father's whereabouts. That photo of Daddy. It's got 7 people in it. Yes, it does. And your old man was a scientist, just like the Council of 7. This is... So if our leader's father was a member of the Council of 7, Would that mean this massive Yggdrasil project was about 10 years ago? I've never heard anything about it. Let's not jump to conclusions. Just because there are 7 people in the picture doesn't make them the Council of 7. Well, it is a pretty nice coincidence, isn't it? You know, this is gonna sound really stupid, but doesn't this guy here look familiar? Hey, yeah, I've seen him somewhere. So, who's he supposed to look like? I think it was Malik or whatever. You know, one of the prophets. The Slickster! One half of this picture was kept at Virginia's place. Is that correct? I remember seeing this photo about 10 years ago, just when my father disappeared. So 10 years have elapsed, yet the man in question is not aged. Could it just be a look-alike? Maybe he's immortal. Or maybe there's some kind of hidden secret behind this. Maybe he has a twin brother, you don't know. G-Force updates every week? That sucks. Freaking bandwidth? It's me, Malik, see? Look at me and try to remember. Oh boy. Even if the cloning is successful, it's meaningless if there's nothing within. A mere vessel of flesh without memories is worthless. Wait just a little longer. I will regain your memories. Oh boy, something's going down. And it's probably not good. I slept like a log after reading all those books yesterday. So, how did your research go? We seem to have dug a deeper hole than before. Maybe we're not seeing the whole picture because we're trying to get down to the nitty-gritty. Maybe. Well, yeah. Let's just summarize what we know up to this point. The prophets are trying to evolve the planet using artifacts. And I'm sure them extracting the Guardian's life energy has something to do with this too. The goal of the Council of 7 was to rejuvenate the planet's life. There must be some kind of connection between the prophets and the Council. And this connection might have something to do with my father heading out into the wasteland. The planet's life. Say, not too far from this town is a mineral vein full of gems. Oh yeah? Are we heading there to get some spending money? That's what Jet cares about. No, nothing like that. They say the crystallized gems we see inside ruins and caverns are actually shards of the planet's life. They may not provide an answer, but we might find some clues. The truth of the matter is there is too much we do not know. That's the truth. I'm sorry to interrupt, but hearing you talk about Guardians made me realize something. Oh yeah? Honey, remember our wedding? I don't remember. Well, Caitlin, that's because you weren't born yet. Oh yes, of course. Around these parts it is customary for a couple to visit the Guardian of Luck to wish for good fortune. Another Guardian Shrine. That means they might be headed there. So we have 2 leads, the Mineral Vein of Gems and the Guardian Shrine. This is big. What are we waiting for? Let's get the show on the road. Woo! I was surprised you mentioned that. Yes, I know. Normally I wouldn't want you venturing into dangerous territory. I wonder why I said that. Maybe because Daddy looked like he was having a lot of fun. Did I look that way? This song kind of makes me think of Suikoden a little bit. Come to think of it, maybe you did. Watching you searching for the truth yesterday reminded me. Of how we were before? It wasn't your fault about Father, so please. Yes, I know. Right now I have companions to help me along. Perhaps that is why I looked like I was having fun. Maybe. So it looks like we have 2 places we could go, but first, we gotta steal from these good citizens. I mean, that's just the way it goes. We gotta loot this, but there's a teddy bear! A fluffy stuffed toy probably belongs to Caitlin. It brings a smile to my face knowing she's taking good care of it. But this isn't Chronicles of a Dark Lord, so we can't burn it, so that's a shame. Grab bag! We got another grab bag, which of course gives you some experience. Packed with experience, so we can use it on who has the lowest. That would be Jet, because he dies so much. Freaking loser. There you go. Now Clive has the lowest. Heh. Alright. Bum. And there's a bookshelf here, but it's being blocked. And you can't read it from the side, so we'll never know what books were in it. Also, you can get an item from Caitlin if you talk to her. Welcome home, honey. Will you be staying the night? You can get a free stay, which is cool. We want to chat. I think there were fewer monsters in this world back when we visited the Shrine of the Luck Guardian. I used to be able to walk from Dune Canyon Station over to the shrine. I hope this world will be much safer by the time Caitlin grows up. So we want to talk to Caitlin, and she'll give you a little something. There she is. Daddy, I have a favor to ask you. Mommy bought this book for me, but the next chapter is sold out. I really, really want to know what happens next. So can you find the next chapter for me? We get Adventure 1. Yay, you're home! I knew it! I thought that maybe if I was a good girl, you'd come home soon. That's why I did all my chores and finished all my homework. So yeah, there's a series of books that you can get in this game. Adventure 1. A children's story titled The Moon and the Model Airplane, and you can actually read them. No effect. I thought you could. Maybe you can't hear. I think at some point you can. Yay, a book, a book! Will you read it to me? Yeah, you have to kind of use it on her. Read her the story. Really? Okay, but press the start button if you get tired. Yeah, they are pretty long, but we are going to go through it because why not? Chapter 1, The Moon and the Model Airplane. I slipped through the back door while the radio filled the air with piano sonata. Crossing the backyard, I peeked through the window to see Grandma knitting under the light of the lamp. Now's my chance, I thought, as I opened the fence and darted away with my homemade rubber band airplane in my hands again. This is like playing a visual novel. There's even like sound effects and stuff. That's awesome. Heading straight for my destination, I ran up the mountains. Patches of flowers, lit pale blue from the moonlight, swayed with my footsteps. Phew! Reaching the open riverside field far from town, I took a short breath and walked towards the stream. The cold air sneaks into the neckline of my short-sleeved shirt. Ooh, it's cold. Looking up at the full moon that paints the world blue, my breath turned white. Although it just passed August, autumn has already begun in these mountains. On days like this, when the temperature drops greatly at night, it's a great time to take advantage of the wind updrafts to fly my plane. I ready my aircraft and wait. The time is ripe. Go! I release my beloved machine, SK-13, into the sky, and it successfully catches the upward current. Yay! Just as I calculated. Huh? My SK-13 kept floating on the draft and drifted along without lowering altitude. Hey! How far is it going to fly? Having no idea what to do, I chased after it. Ugh! Seeing where the craft landed, I gasped. The dark silhouette of an old, derelict castle. It's the house of the blood-sucking monsters of the night. But I just can't leave my first successful aircraft behind. Dragging my shaky feet, I head towards the castle. It's spooky. My body shakes as I look up at the gates carved with devil ornaments all over it. Do you think I'm chicken? Maybe so, but I'm just an 11-year-old. I don't think anyone would blame me. There's no use standing around, Jack. You gotta go. I pump myself up and open the gates. I guess Jack's a reference to Wild Arms 1. Climbing up the crumbling stairs, I look down on the ruins from the terrace. A cracked goddess idol was looking up at me with vacant eyes. The castle must have been beautiful in its day. How sad it is to see it so run down. Oh well, I'm not here to be sentimental. It should be around here. Ugh. Pushing myself through the broken fence, I found what was left of my SK-13 and let off a long sigh. What tough luck. Feeling exhausted, I sank down and leaned against the fence. Then suddenly, I felt a looming presence behind me. As I swiftly stood up, something jumped at me from the darkness. Is it the rumored monster? Ah! I rolled forward and turned to see what was behind me. I turned pale as I saw my would-be assailant. There it stood with glowing red eyes, a wolf with steel blue fur. Maybe it's Lucia. Wah! I let off a pitiful scream as I avoided its lunge. Having no weapons or special skills, I can't expect to win against a wolf just by evading his attacks. I started losing my breath, and my legs grew heavy. I can't turn my back to him and run away either. And laughed at me. Oh, Jack, to die so young at the tender age of 11. No, I can't die yet. I opened my eyes wide and stared into his. Glaring at each other, I slowly nudged towards the opening in the terrace fence. When I reached the point, I looked away. It jumped towards me with incredible speed. Just as I planned, I jumped towards the wolf with a rolling somersault. Please, make him drop from the terrace. But my prayer was not heard. The wolf jumped over my head, but twisted his body to avoid the opening in the fence. The sound of falling rocks crashed. The wolf let off an irritated snort and leapt at me with a graceful bound. It's the end! Oh, God help me! But the deadly blow I expected never came. I opened my eyes cautiously. That's when I saw it, a small shadow coming out of the moonlight, a red ray of light fired from its finger. As I stood breathless, the wolf slowly dropped in front of me. A long cape flapped gently in the breeze. Landing with a light tap, the shadow stood in front of me. What the... I couldn't believe my eyes. The shadow belonged to a cute girl. As I sat there, wonderstruck, she snapped her fingers and called a small machine that was floating in the air. So the motor sound I heard came from this, I thought while trying to regain my senses. Are you alright? Asked the girl with a rather high voice. As I nodded up and down, she smiled faintly. Good. So what brings you here? She ran her fingers through her long blonde hair, curled at the tips. Her hair was very pretty, but when I looked at her eyes, I broke into a cold sweat. Her eyes are red. Is she the blood-sucking monster? Before I knew it, I was screaming out, so she must be a Crimson Noble from Wild Arms 2. Basically a vampire. Please, I don't taste good. Watching me slide back on the ground, she smiled with a strangely sad face. From between her red lips, long white fangs glowed. She quietly approached me as I sat half frozen with fear. I have no interest in a youngster's blood. You haven't answered my question yet. What brings you here? The long iris of her eyes glared at me. I felt like a mouse hunted by a cat. I came from my aircraft. Aircraft? She asked while tilting her small head. Yes, here it is. I showed her the aircraft in my hands. Don't be so stiff. You need not be so frightened. Laughing wryly, she took the craft into her hands. How could I not be petrified? It's impossible to feel relaxed in this situation. With a serious expression on her face, she examined the shape of the wing and the rubber band power mechanism. It felt kind of awkward, as if she was a teacher grading a test in front of me. It's built well, for a youngster, living only 10 years or so, that is. She grinned as she returned the craft to me. Thanks, I guess. Hearing my snotty remark, she broke a smile again. My apologies. I meant it as a compliment. As a Crimson Noble, I'm not well versed in human nature. Maybe it's Marival. Huh? A Crimson Noble? I said with a dumbfounded voice. Did I hear that right? But Crimson Nobles, they commonly appear in comic strips as the immortal, beautiful, and legendary race of Nightwalkers in search of human blood. So the girl in front of me is telling me she's one of these Crimson Nobles? That's correct, nodding with an air of arrogance. She indeed shows characteristics of the legendary Crimson Noble. So, what do you intend to do with the craft? I wasn't about to tell her everything, but she did save my life, and I was quite rude to her, wasn't I? I was experimenting with it so I can one day make an aircraft large enough to soar in the sky with. I see. That is quite an ordeal, she said in a patronizing manner. What kind of answer is that? It's not like I'm doing this as a joke. Feeling flustered, my mouth slipped. It's not nice to laugh at someone's dream after you ask to hear about it. This was the first time I ever told this to anyone. Oh, I was not laughing at your dream. Then what's so funny? Without heeding to my question, Here, don't get so touchy. Perhaps I can help you achieve your dream. She then pressed a button on a mechanical band wrapped around her wrist. Wah! I screamed again, surprised much more than last time. I think even a grown-up would have screamed loudly at this one. The place that was just a ruin just a second ago was now a shiny new castle. Holy jeepers! The girl held out her hand towards me and led me into the castle. Inside the castle were machines that I had never seen before. I was still stunned, but I followed her quietly. Passing through several rooms, she opened the double doors to a big room. Oh wow! The room was filled with books, 10 times, no, hundreds of times bigger than the school library. This is incredible! I was awestruck, finding books like The Basics of Wind Power and The Lost Flying Machine that I always wanted. How is it? Do you like it? Turning towards her, she was smiling with her arms crossed. There are many books here that will help you in your research. Come here to read whenever you like. I will set a transporter connecting to the town for easy access. Oh, that's nice. That's very generous of you, but why are you so kind to me? My fear of her was long gone. It was strange, but there was something in common between me and her that made me drop my guard. Well... She paused to choose her words. Well, what? I know. I will answer you when you have successfully constructed the aircraft, and take me to the sky with you. What kind of answer is that? Remember, it's a promise, she chuckled as she leaned against the bookshelf. Trying to thank her, I realized, hey, what should I call you? You seem to need to learn common social graces, said the girl with an impish smile. Have you ever been taught to introduce yourself first before asking a person's name? I guess you're right. I scratched my neck and straightened up. My name is Jack Beckson. I'm an 11-year-old living with my grandma in Courtley. Courtley from Wild Arms 2. South from here. Nodding firmly, she faced me and said, I am Marival Armitage. Yep, that's Marival. I knew it. Master of the Crimson Castle. Nice to meet you, Marival. Marival shook the hand that I held out and grinned. This is how I met Marival. And that's chapter 1. Thanks, that was fun. So obviously reading these books is completely optional, but I enjoy it. There'll be more as we go through the game. I enjoy those little books, though. It's kind of time-consuming to read them, but I like it. So let's see, I think we can get another item. in this place. What's going on here? Who's this dude? Uh-oh. Albert? There, that should do it. Who's this dude? I guess he's fixing the save point. I was called in for repairs, but it should be fine now. Oh, so that's how they maintain these memory figures. These memory figures, essential to a drifter's travel, are one of many artifacts excavated from ruins. We members of the Ark of Destiny maintain these figures for free. Ark of Destiny, keep that in mind, that's very important. You guys sure do a lot. Some consider us a religious order, but we don't exactly place our faith in any god. Instead of relying on something we can't see and praying for better life on this planet, Founder Lamium tells us that we must live each day to its fullest in order for the planet to reach its ideal state. I have also heard that the founder, Lamium, is guided by the voice of a saint. Our basic principle is to live ungrudgingly, so that we can devote our efforts to our everyday lives. So in a sense, we are kind of like a volunteer group. Oh. If you have a chance and are interested, please stop by our temple sometime. We're indebted to these memory figures. We'd love to stop by one day. When we're in the area. But for now, courage. I'm really glad the figure's not broken. It's quite a chore to replace it. If the parts aren't right, the thing blows smoke and malfunctions. Memory figures that can withstand practical use finally came about after many different prototypes were canned. Oh yeah? Well, we can drop a save. Why not? Let's drop a save. Vincent Hernandez style. Also, I believe the opening cinema has been tweaked to show Asgard now, so I guess we'll go ahead and watch that. Why not? Just load our file. I think it's the same general cinematic, but now Asgard's been added to it. It kind of does that throughout the game when new stuff happens and new characters are introduced. I like how it does that, though. That's cool.
Change in time finally made up my mind. I raise my hand from beneath the shifting sand and embrace the winds of change. Suddenly, everything is up to me. The pages turn, flashing full of memories. I can see it all too clear. The time has come to face my fear. And there's a fire burning in my heart to shine when all is torn apart. And I will make it through this desert storm, safe and warm. My shield is strong. I'll take my chances here now. Bring on the fight. I'll find a way to win somehow. No tomorrows, no regrets. I'll risk it all for this brand new day.
Mention how much I love that song, by the way. It's called Advanced Wind, if you're curious.